Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is just
one of my favorites too, bro.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know who this guy is, his name is Joe Smith. Used to play in the NBA. If you grew up in the 90s, you know who Joe Smith is. He played for several teams. He played for the Bulls. He played for the Kings. He was a productive player throughout his career. Not a great player, but a good player. Good player, I would say for sure. Good player. He was one of those guys where it's like, if you're teetering on championship contention and you sign him in his prime, it's like one of those guys was like, oh, that put us over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe, that's the kind of player that Joe Smith was. But
Mm-hmm.
Joe Smith has been trending lately because of a video that went viral, recorded by his wife, in which he is voicing his displeasure over the fact that she created an OnlyFans page. He's not happy with the fact that his wife started an OnlyFans. She claims that she started the OnlyFans to supplement income that she is not receiving, which, you know, you can believe that if you want, but this is getting talked about, and Joe Smith is just not happy because his wife started an OnlyFans. Now, for context, Joe Smith's wife is what is this broad's name? Keisha Chavis, Chavis.
Chavez.
Keisha Chavez. We'll just say Keisha Chavez. And she was also previously an adult film or an adult entertainer, an adult film actress, whatever you want to say.
Well, there
She
you
was
go.
she was a woman in the adult entertainment industry. We'll say that much.
Well, there you go.
And she previously she previously went by the name Yasmin Pendavis or Yasmin Pendavis. That was her industry name. But this is going viral because Joe Smith is just pissed because his wife started OnlyFans and he's not happy about that. He feels as though it sullies their relationship, their marriage, and it sullies his name. So we'll go ahead and play this clip in which they have an exchange, and we'll talk about this very messy situation afterwards.
I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got OnlyFans. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, that you couldn't even talk to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, Hughes. I'm telling you, yo, that's fucked up.
Wait, no. Calm, but you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
Recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look, so I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course, I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
Your partner, you're supposed to come to me and talk to
Joe,
me.
I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no problem. Not in my book. That's no
You
problem.
knew who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
I
knew that.
thought that I would never have to go back to anything like this again. Beforehand, but unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously, it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had
Obviously,
to do something.
You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keisha, with that. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
Because I had to find out on the fly.
All right, then. But now, okay.
No,
so wait.
I had to find out on the fly.
So now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
Okay. And so? Whatever. I've been doing what I have to do, period. Like, that's bottom line. That's what it is.
What the hell was that? What is going on there? I want to hear your reaction first, honestly. What the hell? What's going on here, man?
First of all, um, the big revelation throughout that entire clip was when she said, "You knew what I was into before we got married," and he said, "Yeah, I knew back then, but not now." So if I'm gonna be consistent, and I pride myself on being consistent, I'll go ahead and get this right out of the way, right up front, and I will say, Joe, this is your fault.
Yeah, 1,000.
This is your fault. You decided to marry a sex worker. That is your fault. Um, it is difficult for you to look justified in being upset with your wife's decision to become a sex worker when you knew that prior to y'all getting married, she was a sex worker. You already knew this. You married her anyway. That is crow that you need to eat, sir. So this is ultimately this is your fault. Just like in every situation, it's always the man's fault. And I keep trying to tell y'all dudes out here. And see, Joe Smith is an OG, which really disappoints me because I would expect this from guys our age and younger. To see this from a guy who came from a previous era is really disappointing. And it shows you how long standing the disease of vagina addiction truly is. It goes back eons, apparently, back to the beginning of time, I guess. Because as they say, sex working is the oldest profession in the world. Therefore, vagina addiction must be one of the most oldest addictions in the world, I guess, if you want to think of it along those lines. So it just disappoints me to see a relative OG be afflicted with vagina addiction. But clearly he is, because only a man who is a slave to vagina knows a chick is a sex worker and puts a ring on her finger anyway. So, Joe, this is your fault, just like it is every other dude's fault who finds himself in these situations getting publicly embarrassed because he decided to date, insert adjective, insert, fill in the blank, Instagram model, gym influencer, waitress, bartender, fitness model, if I didn't say that already, OnlyFans chick, Snapchat chick, whatever the hell, right? Whatever. So I'm going to get that right out of the way. I think this is Joe Smith's fault. Now, to my more larger societal point, I mentioned this when we talked about Cuck 22, because, Cuck 22 was going through his whole thing. Him and his wife do born work, and he let his wife get piped down by Mr. Black born star, Jason Love. And so Adam 22 is getting clowned all over the internet. And my point with this whole thing was, I mean, you can be outraged, and that's fine. It shows your humanity to be outraged by this because it is weird. But what we are seeing in the world, and this is happening at a rapid pace, is we are trying, and I've mentioned this before when we talk about other things like, the conversation around things like body positivity and all of that good stuff. What we are seeing, what we are witnessing in the world is an attempt to completely deconstruct what certain things mean because we just want social anarchy. One of the things that are being deconstructed, one of the things that is actively being deconstructed is the stigma around sex work. So what we are witnessing is an attempt to make sex work nothing different than any other profession. So just like you have people out here going to school for different things, right? So you'll have a person going to school to be an architect, or you have a person who's going to school to be an engineer, a fashion designer. You have a person who's going to school to be a teacher or work in the medical field, to be a nurse, to be a real estate agent. Maybe one day they want to open their own brokerage, or you have people who are going to school to practice law, whether they want to be a public offender or a private attorney. You have people who are learning how to do taxes, people who want to get their CPA certification. So all of these for the longest time have been perceived as legitimate professions. There's no social stigma attached to it. This is just what you do for a living. So what we are witnessing in the world is an attempt by the hyper liberal people, the hyper liberal contingent of Western culture. This is an attempt to deconstruct sex work to make it just as viable and have it perceived as just a normal profession. Seriously. So when a woman or a man for that matter says, "Man, I want to go pick up a second job to supplement some income so that we can bring more money into the house." We are getting to the point where you cannot besmirch the idea that that second job is going to be that of sex work.
Mm.
So you're a dude out there, you're married to a woman, and she wants to supplement her income by creating on OnlyFans and entertaining the legions of sad, sorry incel guys out here who actually spend money on this crap. And she's going to become a sex worker. Or hey, maybe she wants to go all the way and have a partner with her OnlyFans page. So that's we already know that's where the big bucks rank in, is when you actually on there getting buzzed down. So if you're a guy and you're married to a woman, or vice versa, even though this happens mostly more with women than men, but even vice versa, for the sake of fairness with the conversation, you're a woman and you're married to a guy and he wants to supplement income by getting a second job, and they want that second job to be creating OnlyFans or doing adult film work. The idea is you can't look at them in any kind of discerning or judging way, because this is work. It's another job. But
Yeah, right.
no, seriously, I literally, I mean this. I swear to God, I mean this. So instead, you literally have to train your brain. This is what we're coming to in society.
Yeah, I know.
You have to train your brain to perceive sex working as, oh, I'm gonna go and get a job waiting tables, or I'm gonna go get a side job serving drinks at this bar down the street, or I'm gonna go get a job, doing housekeeping at a hotel, or let me go get a second job working a register at a supermarket, stocking shelves, something like this, right? We perceive those to be just supplementary income, second job.
Hmm.
We're getting to a point where we are deconstructing sex work to be the same thing. We're making it a level playing field, or at least that's what whoever whoever they are, that's what they want.
Hmm.
So her explaining to Joe Smith, "Hey, I started an OnlyFans to bring in some supplementary income." You knew it, and to reinforce her righteousness in making this decision, she can bring up the fact, "Hey, you knew I was doing this before we got married, so who are you to judge or have a problem with it now? I'm getting broke off and making all of this money. You need to be thankful that I'm able to make this money doing this sex work." That's where we are with this situation. We are witnessing right before our very eyes a deconstruction of the perception from a social standpoint of sex working. It is just another job. It's just another profession.
Yeah, right.
That's literally what it is. So like, no, doing accounting on the side, doing real estate on the side. I know people who, they wanted to get a side hustle, so they went and studied and got their real estate license, and they're a realtor, and they do that to supplement income in addition to their regular 9 to 5 or their regular day job. No, 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 no. Real estate, taxes, accounting, these things no longer suffice. No, it's a regular job to just go out here and just get buzzed down on the internet, to be a sex worker, to create your OnlyFans account,
Nah.
to post half naked on social media, to become an influencer, so that you can get paid to do nothing or get paid to flaunt your body, to fund the thirst machine or the modern day sexual marketplace. It's no different than a regular job. So for a lot of you guys out there, even if you're not in Joe Smith, see, Joe Smith, he has no room to complain because he knew what he was getting himself into. He signed up for this. So, like I said in my opening remarks, bro, this is on you. But a lot of y'all dudes out here, y'all think y'all get with these chicks who are honorable and humble and wholesome. And you would never imagine that if your woman decided that she wanted to get a secondary job, that it would be sex working. But don't say anybody didn't warn you. You heard it here first. That is where we are. We are literally entrusted into a society where we have deconstructed sex work to be just another job, just another profession, to be held in the same regard with the same esteem as everything else that we have always looked at as a legitimate profession. And so this is what you get as a result.
Yeah, man. This is all on Joe. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And I mean, I don't know what really. I'm still a little baffled here because my whole thing is, okay, why post this? Because that wasn't alive. So she recorded this and just posted this. One would think for publicity for her page.
Exactly. Yep.
And so here's my thing. So I want to see how this plays out. I got time. And I got time. I'll come back to this video going, yes, nail on the head. But I want to see how long this lasts. I personally don't think he's leaving. And I know every dude on the internet is going to be like, oh, bashing him, especially the red pills. They're going to be, see, this is simple 101. And, and they're gonna be like, yo, man, they're gonna eat it, they're gonna tear them to shreds. Before I do that, I do I do have these are my questions here. I want to see how long this lasts. I want because I don't think this is going to end here. Um, and another thing is, um, because Joe's money's done.
Yeah.
Once these guys leave the league, they probably got like 5 years max before they hit some type of wall. And that's generally when these women divorce these guys, by the way. After they left the league for about 2-3 years, whoop, divorce. Because lifestyle's over. Now they can get alimony, supplemental income. Basically, they just getting paid to live now just because they were married to a basketball player. So Joe is in this position where I know the money's not coming in no more. She wants to live some type of lifestyle. The avenue is doing sex work. So I don't know if they're in some type of cut 22 situation here. Uh, you know, is Joe actually in on this?
Yeah.
Because my whole thing is when he was sitting there, trying his best, Denzel impression. What do you mean? Uh, How could you do this? This is disrespectful. And it's like, I mean, I don't get it. I don't. And if you are doing this on purpose, why would you set yourself up to look like such a lame? So that's the part about it that comes off authentic, is the sense of why would you play yourself like that? And one more thing about that strange video, she was drinking some type of beverage at the beginning, and she held it in a particular kind of way for an extended period of time. When I was looking for, things for this thing, I kept seeing that picture of whatever type of drink she was drinking. So again, I gotta question these things now because of the world we live in and all these cross promotion thing. And that was good cross promotion for Cheesecake Factory. They've been working pretty damn hard. They even came out with some list that some women came out with, apparently, allegedly. I feel like that was just all restaurant companies just getting spins in social medias. So I really think that a lot of people are playing this weird game where they know that going viral is the shtick, and whatever the thing is the thing. So she know for sure one thing, that this was going to go viral, and now there's going to be more guys clicking on her page because, oh, you just doing it by yourself? We'll wait till you do it with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the game. So that's one angle that I see this as, is what was that really about? Then the other side of it, if this stuff is actually happening the way that we just witnessed it, this is right up there. This is beyond Cup 22 because this guy thought he saved one. I took you off the pole, girl. I put you in the lavish house and good living. Yeah, Joe, the money's gone. Those checks ain't coming in like they used to. You know what I'm saying? So she got a life to feed, a lifestyle, and she know how to get it. So yeah, man, you walk right into that bear trap I mean, golly, bro, it wasn't even covered with shrubs. You already knew the girl was about that life. So when she chomps your leg, bro, and then posted on the internet for everybody to see and laugh at, what more do you expect? So of course you get disappointed or whatever. But hey, man, once a girl been in the game, she belonged to the game, bro.
Mhm.
There's no reforming that kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they would have to be saved on, double, triple saved, repent and baptized again. They got a lot of cleaning up to do, bro.
That would be the holiest of holy water.
Oh, I'm saying, man, that's got to be the fountain of youth or something, whatever, man. Because there's no way, bro, that these mentalities change. Because and listen, because it only takes one time, and when these women know that they got a black card between their legs, and they can just swipe anywhere they want, they just got to put the goodies up for the next person to go ooh, 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 ooh. And as soon as the goodies are out, she's smelling good or whatever, she just looking to get God. She gonna get God. This is how it's going. And it only takes one time for your heart to be shattered. So, you know, good luck with all of this rest of y'all lives stuff. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm trying to be the negative person, but this rest of your life loyalty stuff at this rate. Now we just talked about prostitution rap, all right, but that music has come out, and it had fertile ground to plant in. The streets was ready for that, with the catwalks and all that shame stuff as you mentioned. So the streets were ripe for the women to just go, I'll just turn on my live. And they're not just doing it on OnlyFans, they're doing it on every platform. Because every platform has a niche where people are watching lives, and girls out there making money off dudes just sitting there. I mean, I don't know what's happening, dude. I mean, this is just next level debauchery. So yeah, so to Joe, hey man, good luck, bro. Whether this is staged or real, you're in a wild situation, dog. That's just wild stuff. So best of luck to you. One of my favorite ball players, man. Grew up just being a fan of him. Didn't really know why, just liked this game, I guess. And it was like, hey Joe, hey. And to see him out here just getting cucked out like this, whew, man. Yeah, man. Sad
Yeah,
stuff.
because I thought about whether it was real or fake as well.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, whether it's real or fake, to me it exemplifies the it exemplifies the ease with which it appears as though the decision to do sex work is being made more and more.
Yeah.
Um, that much we cannot deny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that to me is like a bit frightening. It reminds me of the Chris Rock joke from back in the day where he was talking about the women on the pole, strippers, and he was saying he feels bad about the men who have to pick a wife out of this bunch. And yeah, wives are going to have to be chosen out of them at some point. Lest the population cease to exist, is going to have to continue by hook or by crook. But it's just that to me is what it exemplified more than anything else. It's just it's an easy way out. It's a soulless way out. But then again, you don't have to reconcile with how soulless it is when the world is telling you that it's no different than going out and getting a part-time job somewhere. That's literally what the world is telling women in particular when it comes to this OnlyFans stuff. And it's hard to justify, it's hard to kind of convince them that it's not a path to take when they are actually getting rewarded for it. 30, some of these situations, these women are making 10, 20, 30 bands a month doing this stuff. I don't understand it, but hey, I'm not built for that. You will never catch me spending a dime on that. I'm not paying this woman to just watch her be a woman. I find that the mere thought of that to me makes my skin crawl. And the fact that there are so many, the fact that the economy of this thing is so robust, and these women are being paid so handsomely to do this stuff. I find it truly disgusting. So whether Joe is actually a part of this thing and this whole thing is kind of memeish, which is possible, because he did seem rather calm given the circumstances. But to me, there's also the idea that maybe he's cognizant enough to not blow his cool too much while she's recording,
Right. I
because
thought
then
about
he's
that
gonna
too.
come off looking like an abuser and all of
Right.
this. And you don't
Right.
want that smoke. You
Right.
don't want none of that smoke. So the point is, who knows, right?
Right.
But overall, I think that it exemplifies the ease with which the decision to do this stuff is being made, because we have eradicated the social stigma around it. And you're just rewarded both from a judgmental standpoint and from a monetary standpoint to just do sex work. And it is what it is. So um, that to me is the most frightening part about the whole thing. But Joe's asking for everything that he gets, because even if he's a part of it, you look kind of bad because you're cucking your wife out firsthand. And if you're not a part of it, you're looking bad still because you're being cucked. So either way, to me, he's looking not so great, whether he's a part of it or not. But otherwise, it's just a crazy state of affairs, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. And yeah, again, who knows? But yeah, this just, again, to your point, this just speaks to the fertile grounds that are going on, because you used to have there's still a lot of women with levels of decency to not do this. But then there's more and more women out here that are choosing to do it, because those are women that they was already in the streets.
Yeah.
So it's not a far step for them, honestly. So because they were just neighborhood trapping before this. And then now they can just turn it on global and then actually get paid for it, because they love attention. So if it's just turning on a thing and getting attention, bro, I see all kinds of shapes and sizes getting the craziest love, bro. It'd be wild stuff, you know. So yeah, I be, because I be on TikToks now. And I be on there and I be scrolling, and a live will pop up. And it's a wild image. I'm like, let me see what's going on in this room. And for sure, they're gassing her up. From on a scale of 5 to 10, some of these are 4s. Bros are giving them premium gas. So yeah, man. So for the attention, they love the attention. So the women that loved attention, the ones that was already giving it out in middle school and high school, what's the big deal for them? The ones that already aspired to be strippers, what's the big deal? It's not a big deal for them. And so this just speaks to the culture of what's been going on, just with people and their idea of sex, as you mentioned. Like that it will get to that point, not because any massive barriers are going to get pushed, because they're already fighting us about it. They're already trying to shame us for trying to shame them for selling their bodies. So once people get tired of the fight, everybody's just gonna go, look, girl, whatever. You
Do whatever
got a
you want.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
If you want to call that a job.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. You brought up a pretty good word. You mentioned decency. When you were like, there's still a good percentage of women out there who have decency, but there's the ones who were already about this life anyway, so they don't really see a difference. But what I'm saying is I think we're pretty much already there, where it is perceived as decent to do OnlyFans. So like when you bring up, no, I'm just saying, like when you bring up the word decency, that's my point, that you don't have to worry about having your decency taken from you for doing this, because the idea is it's just as decent to do that as it is to do anything else. You still have your decency, because who are they to judge? Judgment free zone. We ain't on that no more. And so, yeah, you still have all of your decency about you, even if you decide to do sex work. Whether you are doing it with others or doing it by yourself, you are nevertheless a sex worker. And it's perceived to be just as decent as any other job, literally. That's what's going on.
It's a wild reality, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This is a wild time, man.
Yeah. It is, man. When Future and Drake made that, what they did, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Who knew? Because this is quite the wild time to be alive. It's quite nuts. But to Mr. Joe Smith, in either scenario, you're in a bit of a rough spot there, whether you realize it or not, good sir. Just go get a media job, man. Go work for TNT or ESPN and start making that money so you can get her out of that OnlyFans.
Good
That's
luck,
your
Joe.
best hope. Yeah, that's your best hope, sir. Your best hope.
Start a podcast.